Oftentimes we work with students and they'll tell us, I ran out of time at the end. I had to guess on the last 5 questions. Well, now with Insights, they can see the time that they were spending per question, and then we can analyze that and strategize why are they spending too much time here or there, and it's really helpful to sort of give them that data to look at and reflect on.
I think as well, it helps students to understand when they can review by a system, or putting a system from one exam and put the other practice exams in at the same time, to get a sense of, for a particular system, what are really the key concepts that are being tested here. So instead of trying to, take a shot in the dark, they now know, okay, here are the repeated themes and the content areas that really look like they're being stressed.
There's less places to hide. My students would work really hard and get a low score, and then when we were working through it, they'd say, oh, well, I only got a low score because there was so much endocrine on this exam, right? And then I can say, well, let's go to, before I didn't get to say this, but now I can say, let's go to Insights and see how much endocrine was on this exam, right? And sometimes they get a little surprised because the areas, when they're taking the exam, their perception tends to lend towards, well, I was weak in this area, so I'm seeing it pop up a lot. But with Insights, now we can actually see how much did it pop up and what was your score in this particular area versus this area. So there's less places for students to hide, which is a good thing, because the more we can pinpoint what those areas of weakness are, we can turn those into correct points there. And that's what we want at the end of the day. So yeah.
The identification can happen so much earlier now too for schools that are implementing CAS exams and basic science subject exams. There are no surprises at the end. Students could get into that dashboard and start to assess for weaknesses much earlier. What we just discussed is finding out these weaknesses when you're already in a dedicated study period and not having a ton of time to improve them.
This truly is the difference maker with Insights, is that it's tied to the step 1 content outline, and they can see that. I think before, when we used to just look at the reports, we would see which organ systems they were weak in and which disciplines they were weak in. But now it's tied directly to the step 1 content outline, and they can focus on those specific areas.